Duckboat Dispatch, episode number 37. It is Super Bowl week. Hopefully the Patriots start a little bit faster than we did with the Open. The Open did not want to fire off. Let's pray to God they start faster than the Open did. But it is finally here. It is the Super Bowl, the cream of the crop, the ultimate sporting event of the year, and the New England Patriots are back chasing banner number 7. What a week it's been. Drake May's shoulder, Bill Belichick, Bob Kraft, both snubbed from the Hall of Fame. We're going to cover all of that, give you our thoughts, our keys to victory, and of course we're going to get a little degenerate, because my favorite thing about the Super Bowl, besides the actual game, is the amount of random prop bets you can bet on. I love it, from the coin toss to the Gatorade color. We have you covered with all of it. Josh is here, Sarah's here, I'm here, and Sarah's going to set the tone with some of her biggest superstitions when it comes to watching the Super Bowl.
So you told me to do 10. I have 12.
Close enough.
So let me just break it down for you really quickly. Regular season, I'm not super crazy. I get a little crazy about it around the time where like wins start to matter and like playoff rankings and stuff like that start to
post Thanksgiving.
Exactly. For that, it's mainly just my gray crew neck, not this one. I can only wear it on Sunday. That's the other thing. My game day outfit, I can only wear it on Sunday and it does not get washed. So that grosses me out.
Far away from Sarah at the Super Bowl party.
Oh, it's bad. It's so bad. It is so bad. And I washed it once, and it was the weekend that we lost to the Bills. I washed it. And I was like, yeah, we're done. This is not being washed again. So the outfit is my gray Patriots crew neck from Abercrombie. The gray, they're called the BBL pant from Garage. They were on sale. I got them. They looked comfy. Didn't even acknowledge the name, but that's the name of them. And then I got a navy t-shirt from Abercrombie that I wear under the sweatshirt. And then I have my vintage Lee's jean jacket that I wear on top. So that's kind of like the everyday game day outfit. I only wear the jacket when I leave the house though. And then of course my Uggs. And then this is the big one that kind of took over the season that you already know, but the French toast. French toast every morning, Sunday mornings, only on Sundays. And no, I'm not sick of French toast. I actually look forward to it because it is so good. If I'm on MV, if I'm at home, I get it from Waterside Market. If you're ever in Martha's Vineyard, you need to go there. They're best sandwiches, just best food, period. A little steep on prices, but you're getting what you're paying for. Half of their sandwich is one sandwich. So you're getting lunch and dinner, essentially. And then if I'm at my mom's in Newton, she makes me French toast every morning. And then this is also a big one that I've been doing since I got a phone, but no phone. Absolutely no phone. I've texted you guys before. I will not be on my phone during this game. But that really kicks in the second half, especially the fourth quarter is when I get really, really superstitious. Another one that's this is just playoff. But we do chicken nachos, and they have to be on the table before kickoff, and they have to leave the table sometime in the second quarter. Don't ask me why. That's just how it is. And we can't finish them. That's also a big one. We can't finish them.
All right.
We're weird. Some of the stuff that my sister does when we're together, she is not allowed to wear anything Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
And one of her big ones is she cannot root for them. So she will be sitting there saying, "Go Seahawks" on Sunday. That is a big one for her.
Strange.
It is strange, but it's been working, so we're not going to judge. One thing that you've also probably kind of gathered is I cannot make predictions. I cannot say anything. I can't say, oh, X, Y, and Z is going to win this week. I can't do anything like that if it's affiliated with the Patriots. This is also a Super Bowl only one. My mom and sister go upstairs for second half.
Mm-hmm.
So they go up to my mom's room, they watch it up there, and I stay downstairs with the dogs. When we had 2 dogs, this is Mac's first Super Bowl. So last time we were in the Super Bowl, we had Coda. So Coda would stay with me. Cora would go up with my mom and sister. Now, unfortunately, we just have Mac. So Mac is just going to go wherever the hell he wants. Speaking of Mac, he wears a I Heart Drake May shirt in the morning, and then
Does
we
he
take it
change?
off. He does. We
Okay.
take it off and we put his camo hoodie on for, or just don't put anything on him. But he only wears that in the morning, and then we take it off sometime before kickoff. I have a Super Bowl spot, which is we have like an L-shaped couch.
Hmm.
So I own fourth quarter only. If I really feel like I need to do something, I sit in that spot. I cannot touch my phone, and I sit like this.
So you sit on the corner by the L, but you don't sit laying down. You sit at the end of it sitting up.
Yep. Feet
Okay.
on the floor, hands on the
Okay.
knees,
So
just like this.
the least comfortable way you could sit.
Exactly. And then I pray to God the
Because
entire
you have no
time.
back support. Because you could do that sitting in the regular part of the couch with the back
Yeah.
support. Okay.
Uh, One of the things that I have been doing, I've been sitting in this weird position where my entire left leg falls asleep halfway through the game, and I physically cannot move. Like, I physically will not move myself. I let it just, and then for 30 minutes after the game, I'm trying to wake up my leg. That sucks. Unfortunately, I think that will be happening again on Sunday. Another big thing. No one outside of my family is allowed to watch the game with us.
So when you mean family, like immediate family or
I'm
like full
talking
cousins,
me,
aunts?
my mom, my sister.
Okay,
That's
so
it.
Sarah's like,
where
"Get the
does
fuck out."
where does
Xander's
Xander
not
fall?
Xander is not watching the Super Bowl with us.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. So he was invited. He was invited. Due to work, he was unable to come. But any of my friends in high school, like if I knew you guys in high school, you would not be coming over to watch the game.
Well,
So
Super Bowl watch parties suck anyways.
I
I
have
hate them.
so I have a question. So
Yes.
in the future, if you're ever married and you have your own place, are you gonna tell him to get the hell out of the house? Like
No.
go stay somewhere else for the night?
Yeah, take the
No,
kids and
I
get
will
out of here.
not. I will not. No.
You're allowed to watch
I
this with
think
mom.
I'm definitely gonna bring my kids into my craziness. He's already been such an amazing boyfriend about me and my crazy superstitions and everything. So I really can't imagine having to put this test on anyone else. So just fingers crossed that we work out and we do get married. But he he gets so mad. He got so mad at me during the Broncos game. I was like, "Take your shirt off. You had your shirt on last week. You were wearing shorts. Go put your shorts on." Because we were like, I was just so anxious, and he did all of it.
The
And then I
boat
was like, "Wait,
was a mess.
oh." He was like mid taking his shirt off, and I was like, "Wait, no, put it back on." And he just looked at me, and I was like, "Sorry."
Hmm.
It's like I'm getting carried away. But yeah, that's a big one. No outside people. If you really want to test how crazy we are, my sister is flying in on Friday from North Carolina specifically to watch the Super Bowl with us on Sunday.
Dedication. You got to help out your
Oh
team. You
yeah.
got to do what you got to do to help them win.
Yep. It was up in the air a little bit, whether or not she was going to come. We got lucky. The flights were on the cheaper side, and she was able to miss a class Monday morning, so it worked out. Um, but she was like, I can't watch this at a Super Bowl party like that. I've never done it. I can't do it. I went to one Super Bowl party, and it was actually when we played the Seahawks. I went to a friend's house for the first half, and my mom called me halfway through the second quarter and goes, I'm out front. Let's go. And I was like,
Love the dedication.
I was like, why? She goes, we're losing. You're coming home. I was like, all right, perfect. Sat my ass on the couch. We won the game.
The Seahawks Super Bowl was the only Super Bowl party where I was like, this was a good one. Where like we were watching the
Yeah.
game, we were invested, like it was a good time. And then
Mm-hmm.
the house you were at, and the last drive of the game, the TV downstairs where all the adults were watching, it went out, and the kids were all upstairs in like the upstairs living room. So
Oh
it
my
was
God.
like everybody in the house was in this one room. So it was
Oh
super
my God.
exciting when Butler picked it off. That was like
That's awesome.
a very
That's
like
awesome.
vivid memory in my mind.
Yeah.
But Super Bowl parties suck. Sarah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you're doing what you feel you need to do to get
Yeah.
to secure a victory on Sunday. I know I told you guys I look homeless. I haven't shaved in like 4 weeks.
I don't
It's
think
a
it
bad
looks
look.
that bad.
No, it's terrible.
You look
The
terrible.
one thing I hate about I don't understand how people do like long beards and stuff is I can anytime I move
Itchy.
my mouth, I can just feel like I can feel it all moving and it bothers me. It's itchy. It's terrible.
Mm.
But this is what I'm willing to sacrifice in order to win a Super Bowl.
I have one more. I'm sorry.
Nope,
My
you're good.
nails. I can't
Same
change
color.
my nails.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
So I did, honestly, I got lucky. I changed them right before playoffs started.
Hmm.
So I'm pretty good about like breaking things up. So I have like my regular season, which I don't really have a ton, usually just what I wear and what I eat. So regular season, playoffs, I get a little more serious. Super Bowl, I'm batshit crazy.
Hmm.
I have a girl in my class that tells me, I don't know if you can tell, but they are so outgrown.
I wouldn't know the
Um,
difference is the thing.
so your nail starts, or your, it's supposed to be right here. Mine starts right here. So there's
So
like
you're
a
gonna
good
push it back.
good inch of growth. Well, they take it off. It's a whole process.
Yeah,
Don't worry
yeah,
about it.
I'm not gonna.
Um,
Thank you.
but I had red nails, got them done middle of regular season, and she was great. She had the game on for me because it was Sunday. But I like in mid getting them done, I was like, oh my God. I was like, Lynn, I have to get the same color. She's like, I know. I was like, okay.
Word.
I was
Perfect.
like,
She
great.
knows.
She knows.
Um,
She knows I'm crazy.
is that it?
I
Is that what
think
you had written
so.
down? Okay. 2 years
I
written
think
down.
so. Yeah.
Good work putting that together. I gave you like an hour and a half's notice, if that. It came to me at like 4 in the morning last night. I was like, this would be a
Nice.
funny idea to
Yeah.
get listed down. It would be great content for the show.
Honestly,
Um,
it'll help me on game day. So thank
yeah, no,
you.
remember what you have to do. Perfect. Love to
Exactly.
hear. Obviously, I've been I'm the same way. Where like playoffs start, that's when things change. That's when it's like, okay, you got to stop
Hmm.
shaving after the Chargers game.
Yep.
Playoff beard's a real thing for me.
See if
I
it
don't know.
works.
Yeah, playoff beard's a real
Yeah.
thing that works for me. And I know I don't grow like crazy facial hair. It's
Yeah.
not like down here. It just is what it is. But for me, it's
Honestly,
annoying.
it would look worse if it was.
Yeah, it's bad because this week at work, my boss is in every day hosting the
Mm,
show because of like the Super Bowl, and I just know I look terrible every single day. And I'm
yeah.
like, I'm sorry, but this is what I gotta do, boss man. This is a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
Yeah.
Um, Josh, before we move on to the way that the national media hates the Patriots and everybody else hates the Patriots, where 80% of the country has picked the Pats to lose the Super Bowl. Josh, any superstitions that you follow come game day?
No.
No? Okay, awesome, glad. So to say Josh can't grow facial hair, so he doesn't have to worry about that.
I,
He
I
grows like the worst
Hey.
stubble.
I haven't done any superstitious stuff for God knows how long. I just sit there and watch the game. Like I let fate decide.
Mm,
I'm like I'm not like I have to wear something. Like I'll wear my Drake May jersey because like what else am I gonna wear? Obviously,
hmm.
but I'm not like I have to have this specifically, that specifically. I have to do this. I have to sacrifice this. I'm like let's just see how fate decides.
Yeah. I try my heart. I tried for so long to not have any, but I can't help it. I honestly think that it's like OCD at this point.
I'm just too lazy to have any. Like
It
I
like gets me up in the morning. It really does.
I don't know. I, I the only thing I really do during the Super Bowl is I just eat so much.
Fair.
Yeah, fair.
I eat so much. It's one of my like biggest cheat days of the year where I will literally allow myself to eat maybe around 5,000 calories in one sitting.
Damn. I don't even think I eat that in a day.
I will eat absolute
Ow.
garbage on the Super Bowl. It's like the one day I will let myself go.
We really don't do anything
But
crazy. We do the nachos and that's it.
but the thing is I'm also working during the Super Bowl, so I'm going to be at
True.
work during it. So
Mm,
I feel like I'm kind of limited to what I like can eat because I'm not really going to
yeah.
bring
There's a
much.
McDonald's down the street, pal.
Ew.
Not going
That's
to be
not real food.
McFlurry, bro. Mess up an Oreo McFlurry.
no,
That's not
no.
real food.
I'm gonna stop at the store and bring like just like a bag of Doritos probably, and like that's it.
Get like, you know what you should do the night before? Make like a buffalo chicken dip and just bring it in.
I could
You
make
can
some.
heat it up.
There's a toaster oven in the office. But speaking about, so Josh, Sarah's a whole different level of neurotic. I feel like I'm kind of in the middle here, and
Yeah,
Josh is
yeah.
just letting fate pick the game for him. And
We're the
speaking of
three
pick,
tiers.
yeah, and speaking
Like,
of picking
yeah.
the game, when it comes to who the country wants people to win the game, pretty much nobody is picking the Patriots.
I
ESPN
don't care.
had 57 people pick the Super Bowl. 10 of them picked the Patriots. NFL Network, only 4 out of 34 picked the Patriots. And then The Athletic, 0 people picked the Patriots from the articles that I have read. So the national hate, the underdog mentality for the Patriots, it's all back. And I
Hmm.
understand why nobody's picking the Patriots. I really do. They're not as
Same.
battle tested as the Seahawks.
Hmm.
The Seahawks have much more impressive wins in the playoffs so far. They blew the doors off the 49ers, and then they get a big win over
Yeah.
the Rams in the NFC Championship game. While the Patriots have played, and really they've played top 5 defenses all the way through all the way to the Super Bowl. They'll play another top 5 defense in the Super Bowl in the Seattle Seahawks. But when it comes to the quarterback, they just haven't been impressive. And Drake May has been pedestrian at times, at most
Hmm.
times throughout this playoff run. So I get why nobody's picking the Patriots. However, I don't get that I don't get. I understand where it's coming from, but I feel like the national disdain for this Patriots team isn't where it deserves to be. And I get why. It's because the past regime was so successful and so notorious and so nationally disliked because it was Brady and Bill almost every single year back in the Super Bowl. Bill was kind of a douche to the media. He didn't talk. They had a bunch of cheating allegations. And ultimately, I think that's why Bill and Kraft are not in the Hall of Fame, but that's a different conversation for in a few minutes. But when it comes to the national hate, I just like Drake May is such a likable, and maybe this is a homer take, and maybe I'm biased, but he just seems like such a likable guy. And this isn't a Super Bowl where it's like, okay, Chiefs Eagles back again, round 2, where Patrick Mahomes has been in the Super Bowl like 5 years in a row at this point, it feels like. It's 2 completely new teams. It's 2 teams nobody thought was going to be here. I feel like this should be a much more, I don't want to say positive because I understand the way sports media works. It's at a negative. I don't want to say it takes a negative look at most things, but it's a lot more. It's a lot easier to get clicks. I feel beating up than building up sometimes. So I get why, but I feel like this should just be like nobody thought these teams would be here. The Patriots were 4-13 a year ago. Have a new head coach, or second-year quarterback who's 23 years old, a rookie left tackle, a third-year corner, a first-year running back, second-string running back. Like they have a lot of exciting pieces, and it's all kind of, I don't want to say journeyman, but it wasn't like the big free agent signing was the guy that came in here and led them to the promised land. It was making calculated decisions in free agency to bring in guys to fill a very specific job, and those guys had done the job at a good enough level to get to the Super Bowl. So I'm just kind of curious what your guys' stance on like the national hates with the Patriots. Like it's all the way back. People hate the Patriots.
Yeah, I understand why people are. I understand just on like a basis why people are taking the Seahawks over the Patriots. I think the Seahawks are the favorite to win this game.
4.5 point favorites.
Yeah,
Hmm.
they're the favorites to win. I don't blame people for taking that. If I was a non-Patriots fan, I would probably also take the Seahawks to be honest. But I do think a lot of it is just coming from generational hate that people are tired of the Patriots. People don't like Kraft. People don't like Belichick, even though he's not on the team. Obviously, Tom, you mentioned it. It does lead into the Hall of Fame situation going on. But I think a lot of it just does have to do with general hate because there was a point I made either last episode or 2 episodes ago where how stupid all these analysts look when they take the other team to win because they think the other team is better. But then when the Patriots win, oh, the team is no longer good now.
Hmm.
We knew that team was bad. Everyone took the Texans to win because we thought the Texans were a better team. But when the Patriots won, oh, no, the Texans were always bad, and we knew that. We knew the Texans were bad. They changed their narrative. They switch their narrative up so quickly, and that's where I get the idea that this is just generational hate because you're not backing up what you said before. You're simply just going against the Patriots no matter what the outcome is, before or after. You're completely going against the Patriots in every aspect. You're not actually backing it up with statistical evidence, and you're not even backing up what you originally said. You're completely switching up what you said. So I think I think people are taking the Seahawks. I think some people are taking the Seahawks because the Seahawks are a favorite and they are statistically on paper a better team. But I also think a ton of people are just taking them just simply because they hate the Patriots and they look stupid half the time.
I agree with you. I think it's also no one can fathom the idea of the Patriots being a good team again. So they want to downplay it so much, like say, oh, Drake May had a rough game this week. The Patriots defense has holes in it. Will Campbell this, Will Campbell that. And honestly, going into the Texans Patriots game, I was so scared that they were going to win because I was listening to them. I was listening to them say they have the best defense in the NFL. Their defense is impenetrable. Like CJ Stroud, he has a great arm. He has great accuracy, blah 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 blah. But then if you look at the stats, Drake May, didn't he have the number one, like the highest accuracy rate
You set
in
a
the league this
franchise
year?
record for completion percentage, I believe.
Yeah. So in the Patriots. But I just, listening to the reporters, it even made me doubt my own team.
They're just bringing up anything that will just go against
Yeah.
the Patriots. Like
And I'm
anything that they can slander.
and
They,
growing up, I never understood why people hated the Patriots so much because that was my team. I was so happy. I was going to the Super Bowl every other year, sometimes back to back, but I got a taste of it when the Chiefs started their winning, whatever the hell you want to call it. I wouldn't call that a dynasty. I wouldn't call that a dynasty.
You get three. What do they get? 3 in 5 years at the dynasty.
3 and 5 years. I'd call it a dynasty. I mean,
Multiple Super Bowl appearances. Yeah.
It may be on a pause right now, obviously, because Kelsey's on the brink of retirement and Mahomes is currently out with an ACL or Achilles, right? It's an Achilles.
Achilles.
Achilles or ACL. I can never remember.
I think it's his Achilles.
I believe it's Achilles, and so I think
because I remember saying he just tore. No, it's his ACL. Sorry.
Whichever one. They're on a little bit of a hiatus right now, but you also have to remember the Patriots are on a hiatus for so long. They won the first 3 Super Bowls, and then it took them a couple years.
Yeah, a couple years.
Swinging. So I would consider it a dynasty as well.
Fair.
But I think people are just I think people are just letting the biasy get to them so much because this was the last time we had an AFC championship not including the Patriots and or the Chiefs. When was the last? What year was it? What was the last year we had it?
Probably the 90s.
No, it was 2000s. It was probably like Peyton and somebody.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
Peyton
it was probably when Peyton
Roethlisberger.
Manning.
Would be my
Maybe.
guess. Would be Peyton and Roethlisberger.
I will say though, this is kind of just a shout out to like the Patriots fans because everyone's like, "Oh, Bills Mafia is the best fan base. Oh, the Eagles have the best fan base." I truly think the Patriots have the best fan base. No other fan base except maybe the Bills would stand outside in -6-degree weather just to send off their team.
Yeah, that was electric. I mean, pep rallies as a whole peak in life once you're past high school.
I
Like,
love
they're not
them.
that interesting. Okay, but past high school, it's like, okay, what do you freaking do with pep rally? But like that was fun to see. The speeches
That
were
was
short
awesome.
and quick. But like the vibe seemed very high there.
Sorry,
Mac Hollins. That's all I have to say.
sorry to interrupt. 2010 was the last AFC championship not to feature Mahomes and or Brady.
Okay.
So who was
it?
that?
That was the Steelers versus the Jets.
Oh.
Okay, so that was the Mark Sanchez year where Wes Welker got benched because he was making foot fetish jokes about Rex Ryan.
Yeah, and Steelers won 24 to something in that game with Big Ben.
All right. Yeah, I get where it comes from, but I think it's solely. I get where it comes from. It's from Josh. You're 1000% right. It comes from the past generation and the past success of this team, and it just not being long enough of them being the Pats being out of the limelight, where people are willing to accept that they're fun to watch again. And I think part of the fact that they've had objectively a very easy path to the Super Bowl and a very easy schedule all year fits into that as well. But I think where the Pats hate is misplaced is in the Hall of Fame voting, because the fact that Bill Belichick is not a first ballot Hall of Famer is ridiculous, and the fact that Bob Kraft is on his 14th year of eligibility for the Hall of Fame and still can't get in is also embarrassing. Like, when you think of, and again, we live in the New England bubble. Like, obviously we support them, but Bill Belichick is the greatest head coach of all time.
I know.
Undoubtedly the greatest head coach of all time. 6 Super Bowls as a head coach, 8 as total. He won 2 as a DC. One of the winningest coaches of all time. He's like 13 games behind Don Shula. And you might want to say, okay, maybe he's not the greatest head coach of all time. He had Spygate, Deflategate, all these other, those cheating allegations, whatever you want to cry about.
Whatever.
Other coaches that are in the Hall of Fame. He has soared past those coaches. Tony Dungy, Bill Polian, Jimmy Johnson. He has soared past those coaches in terms of career accomplishments. I just don't understand how you don't put him in the Hall of Fame. And I think it comes down to, again, just like national Patriots hate. People didn't like the
Yep.
Patriots. They didn't like Bill Belichick. And I get it. If you're not from New England, he's objectively probably an unlikable guy for the way he talks to the media and what you see from him. But that's not what the Hall of Fame is. The Hall of Fame is career. It's lifetime achievement. It's will you? I mean, I don't have the exact statement in front of me what the Hall of Fame is, but like you think of somebody, you know if they're Hall of Famer. Bill Belichick, Hall of Famer. Robert Kraft is probably the greatest owner in NFL history. I mean, Jerry Jones this, Jerry Jones that. Jerry Jones has been successful since 1995. None of us were even born the last time he was successful. Bob Kraft bought the team, kept them in New England. He bought them for like $500 million, and now the Patriots are probably worth upwards of $6 billion if I just had to take a benchmark guess. So the fact that they're both not Hall of Famers is embarrassing, but again, bad week for the Patriots nationally. Everybody hated on the Patriots currently because they had an easy schedule. They don't like the fact that they're already back, and then the guys of the past, Bill and Kraft, are just snubbed in the Hall of Fame. It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous that they both got snubbed.
I could go on about how ridiculous it is, but what I also find, I mean, first of all, I have lost respect for the Hall of Fame, the Pro Football Hall of
Same.
Fame at the moment. But something I also find ridiculous is you look at the media as of right now, and you look at all the Pro Football Hall of Fame voters, and all of them are like, a lot of them are just coming out saying, I voted for them to be in, I voted for them to be in, which I think some of them are using as a cover up to kind of protect their image. I'm not going to say names, but I don't necessarily think all of them are true. I think some people are simply saying that so that they do kind of keep their image of being a non-biased voter. When I do think there was some kind of swaying to do within. I'm not saying like there was like a one person swaying everyone, but I do think there was maybe some kind of talking underground, black market talking behind the scenes that some people were doing, swaying other votes. Who was it? Tony Dungy was. He was questioned of.
He's a loser.
Yeah, he was questioned if he voted for Belichick and Kraft or not, and he was like, his answer was so stupid. It was like, I won't make any comment until we know if they're in the Hall of Fame or not.
Yeah,
We know they're
it's just
not.
all these guys that
in the Hall
Bill
of Fame.
Belichick and Tom Brady diddled while they were actually coaching and blocked them from winning more Super Bowls and being more successful, and they're just coming back to be jealous of Bill and Kraft. And so Sarah's going to jump out soon. She's on a busy schedule. She has an actual life, unlike Josh and I.
Sorry.
So before we bounce, we're going to do some Super Bowl prop. She bounces, and then we'll get back to the Patriots and what they need to do to win. We're going to do some Super Bowl prop bets. And now Sarah said a very specific, what I'm looking for here, rules for the prop bets is they couldn't involve actual games. So that made my life a little difficult to pick because Sarah refuses to bet. No, it's fine. Sarah refuses to bet anything that actually has to do with the game because, again, we went over her superstitions to start the pod. So we're going to start with some of my favorite novelty prop bets. And this is going to be the first one. It is my favorite bet every single year.
Know.
I love this bet. I've been placing $25 a minimum on this bet since I was 18 years old. It is the coin toss of the Super Bowl. I love this bet.
And he goes tails.
Every single year, tails. Tails never fails. And guess what I'm
year.
going again this year? The bet was placed 2 days ago.
Tails. Oh, I know.
No matter what.
Damn, bro,
I know.
levels.
Seriously, you just blew my ears out.
The Super Bowl. I'm not a sports gambler like
I'm not either.
Like our friend Tom. However, the Super Bowl is the one sporting event of the year where I actually will place money. So I will be partaking in some parlay making. Nothing too crazy, but I will be putting some money on like little fun stuff. I'll put some money on the coin toss. However, I will be going against Tom per usual, and I will be taking head all day.
All right, buddy. We're going to ignore that. Sarah, heads or tails?
Can I say I don't care?
No. You have to. These are all novelty prop bets. You have to pick one.
Okay, I'll go tails.
Yes!
Just so it jinxes it for you.
No, we're gonna win. We're gonna win. All right. So this is the only one Sarah might get mad at me for because it does have to do a little bit with the game, but it has nothing to do with that. It's jersey number of the first touchdown score.
I can't do that.
Over 10.5. Over under
can't.
10.5. So Sarah refuses to bet.
Then
Sorry.
It's 10.5.
I will go. I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
I'm gonna go under 10.5 because if I'm making a prediction in favor of our own team, I think the Patriots. Hopefully, the Patriots will come out strong, and score the first touchdown. But when I'm kind of looking at the trend of recent big scores for the Patriots, especially in the playoffs, it's Stephon Diggs got a touchdown, Kayshon
Booty.
got a big one-handed grab.
Oh, yeah.
Numbers 9, number 8, Drake May also runs it in a lot of the time. He got one against the Broncos, and he's right there at number 10.
I want a Matt Collins.
I think the only two guys
That's cool for me because he was 13, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I think
he can score first.
I think the only two guys who might
won't.
be against my favor in that bet is Hunter Henry and Ramondre Stevenson.
Yep.
But I mean, those are only two guys. I'd rather take the four guys.
And Henderson.
And Henderson, but I think Ramondre might get it over Henderson.
I think he would too. He's just bigger. That's it. He's a bigger body.
Yeah, I'll take the under. I'll take the under. On that.
I took the over because the way my mind worked through it is because I thought about the guys who could score. You can think about the guys who could score 10 or under. May is the one that scares me the most, him rushing it in. But for the Pats, Diggs, Booty, Pop Douglas are your four right there. And then on the Seahawks, the only guy who I think could score and ruin that is Kenneth Walker with number 9.
What about
Jason was 11.
Oh, I thought you said over. Sorry.
What about Cooper Kupp?
What number is
he
he?
wear?
He's number 10.
Yeah, I'm not scared of that then. I'm not scared of Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp doesn't scare me.
Cooper Kupp last game? I don't know.
Okay, next.
So I took the over on that one. So then we have the over-under total number of halftime show songs at 11.5. I do not know Bad Bunny like that. I'm not going to lie. I took the under because Rihanna set the record. I think Rihanna
Wait,
did 12,
under how many?
11.5. So does he go
under?
Yeah.
His songs are long.
I think it's also going to be
top them.
I also think it's going to be a lot of performing and a lot of just kind of show, a lot of dance.
I think you're right. I think it's going to be a lot of dance, a lot of like musicality.
And I don't
Who's yelling?
I have no clue what the hell he's yelling.
I just really want him to bring out Cardi B so they can sing I Like It.
So you can bet on that. I wasn't able to find odds, so I'm not going to take it because I don't think
I'm not going to bet on it because I want it to happen.
Yeah.
I also fully believe that anything I bet on, the opposite happens. So
fair.
I'll take the under. Do we know how many Kendrick had last year off the top of your head?
I don't know. I
want
just
to say
remember
like
reading up on it,
5.
and Rihanna had 12, and I feel like that was a long.
Because Rihanna cut everything and only did like 30 seconds of each song.
Yeah. I'll
Terrible
take the
halftime show. Hated that halftime show.
Are you serious? That was my hands down favorite halftime show ever.
Because she teased up for weeks before the Super Bowl that she was gonna have a big surprise guest at the Super Bowl, and I was like, "This is Eminem. Eminem's coming out. Let's put $25 on Eminem."
The surprise guest was that she was pregnant.
Yeah, which was the stupidest surprise ever. I lost my $25 on that. Don't tease a big musical surprise. Yeah,
that
and that's
was
why I don't
a
like the
big
halftime
surprise.
show.
Dude, she came out of fucking retirement to do the halftime
And she was like, I'm going to have
show.
a surprise guest. And I was like, okay, great.
Her child.
She's going to sing Love the Way I Lie and Monsters by Eminem.
No.
Congratulations, Rihanna.
No, those are not halftime songs.
I'm kind of in the middle of this. I don't think it was a god awful halftime performance, but it wasn't necessarily my favorite ones. However,
I just love her.
I'm not mad at Rihanna for for being pregnant with a child.
I'm mad that she teased it like that.
I don't care. Her halftime show was amazing.
I'm not gonna be mad at a woman for having a child.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's a beautiful thing.
I'm mad that she teased it like that. And I was like, oh my god, we're getting Eminem back-to-back years of the Super Bowl. It's gonna be awesome because you got that awesome Super Bowl halftime show the year before with him, Dre, Snoop, and I think it was 50 and Kendrick. But let's move on. So we all have the under on that one. My second favorite bet of the year, the national halftime length, 120.5 seconds. So 2 minutes. What is that? 2 minutes 5. So then you can bet the length of the national anthem, the time length of the national anthem, over 120.
This is so stupid.
No, this is awesome. So you needed to go over under 120 and a half seconds. I take this every year, It's Charlie Puth. That dude's dramatic as all hell. I'm hammering the over.
I'll take the over as well.
I'll take the over, I guess. He
I
has a
could
great voice, though.
I could see him drawing it out. I could see
I
him
could too. He likes to do those long notes and like high notes and shit
Yeah.
like that. But
Yeah.
he's great.
Yeah, I'll take the over on it. I'm not a big fan of that one.
The only thing is waiting for the payout is so long because you have to wait for it to be confirmed. It's just a pain in the ass. So the very
That's why I
last
don't bet.
boo. The very last bet we have here is I know Sarah's favorite bet of the year every single year. It's the Gatorade color.
Yeah,
Now,
that's
I
my
thought
favorite.
I had the odds pulled up on my phone. I
Okay.
can't find them right now. But while I look for those Gatorade colors of the, what do you guys have?
Okay, so originally I was going to go. So my choice right now is blue, because when I was looking for the odds and the bets, it was that's they only showed like yellow, purple, blue, orange, red / pink, and then clear / none.
Who the hell calls it pink?
I don't know, idiots.
What is it?
And
Oh, just red? Oh, okay. I was like, there's a pink Gatorade?
Exactly. Who the hell calls it pink?
I don't know the odds.
Like, it's red.
So those were the only ones that I could find, and so I
Okay.
was okay. Give me blue, because we haven't had blue in a while, and the last time the Patriots
Okay.
won the Super Bowl, the Gatorade was in fact blue.
Okay.
And obviously, it's two different teams. I don't think they're going to go back with the purple or the orange like they have with the two past years with the Eagles and the Chiefs. But there is a color I am thinking of that is not on the prop bets, and that is it's the white Gatorade.
So I just found the
Okay.
odds.
If
So
I could have the
clear is what they call it, I think.
I think that's the same as the white.
It's clear / none, which I think they're referring to as water. But if I can put up
No.
white,
So the clear Gatorade is the white Gatorade.
Yeah.
is it okay?
Yeah.
I see. I don't know if I'm
need
kind of
to pick one.
skeptical of that. If it's white
So-
Gatorade or water, because I think the white Gatorade is something. First of all, something we haven't had, so I think the odds will be absolutely
Yeah.
insane. And secondly, I think kind of what I've noticed a trend in this generation is that a lot of people keep saying that the white Gatorade, Glacier Cherry, is their favorite Gatorade of all time.
Yeah.
Considering we have a lot of young guys on this team,
That's
I
probably more their speed.
it might be more their speed. So a lot of guys might say we got to have the white cherry in there because they're part of this generation loving the white cherry or the Glacier Cherry. So if white is an option, I'm taking white.
All right.
I
So put
hate
down
that
for
you
white.
said that. I hate that you said that because I was thinking the same thing.
I like
So I have like two. I'm going white for the reasons Josh just said. They're a younger crowd, heavily popular with younger sports teams. I'm thinking the lighter blue.
the Glacier Freeze.
Yes.
Ooh.
I was thinking that on the other side.
Does that
just-
count just as blue?
I think it
though?
would just count as blue.
I think it just counts as blue, but I'm specifically talking about the light blue.
I don't think it would matter.
That-
though. I think it would just be blue in general. Like,
Whatever. But like that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Only because the rivalry jerseys this year were a lighter blue. Listen, hear me out. It's kind of they did a lot with like it wasn't a hugely popular flavor, I feel like. I mean, it could have been. I don't really know. I wasn't allowed to drink Gatorade. But I think
if you're not
because
allowed
of
to
the
drink
rivalries, when I was a kid, I wasn't.
Yeah,
Okay.
water / clear. That's not white
That's
Gatorade.
weird. That's not white Gatorade.
That's the photo that
Huh.
Thompson. Right?
That's
Clear
weird.
/
Those are the
clear
odds
/
I was able to find. I'm betting.
So I was
BetMGM is
thinking
what I'm
either
looking at.
light blue / purple because of the rivalry jerseys. Like those are the colors that kind of coordinate. They're not everyone's immense favorite, so I guess that can kind of push it out a little bit. So I am gonna go white.
All right. So you guys both going with white Gatorade. I'm going with purple. It's my personal favorite color Gatorade, and I don't think it's going to be lemon lime. It's not going to be lemon. I mean, I like
It's
lemon
not
lime.
gonna be yellow.
I drink lemon lime more, but purple's my favorite.
Ew.
They didn't sell purple at the Stop and Shop.
I mean, honestly,
I'm
no,
a red Gatorade girl.
I'll give you respect for liking purple. I don't think purple's disgusting. I do think it's
I
underrated.
like purple.
I like grape flavored stuff though, is the thing. Because Grammy Mar
Okay.
used to have grape juice in the crib, and that stuff was
Ah.
awesome. She drink it out of these little yellow cups are like yay big, and she probably got them 80 years
yes.
ago at the dollar store.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I just
That
think
used to be the cup I used to rinse my mouth with
Yeah.
after I brushed my teeth.
So that's what I'm going with. So those are some of the prop bets. I think that was 5. Josh, we get a nice little graphic up there and post it. Sarah, I know you do have to go. I know you can't predict the game, but we all know what you're
No.
thinking.
Yes.
Rain or shine, though, she will be back next week. The mood she is in, though, we cannot promise. Hopefully it's a good one, but we'll see.
Yo, I better get a photo of that French toast.
I will. I'll send you one. Don't worry. It's not going to be any different.
Can we post it on the story? Can we do that?
I will. I'll get my French toast with Mac and his Drake May shirt.
Okay.
Does that work for you? All right. Well, I'm just going to say this. Go fucking Patriots. If you don't like my team, I don't like you. Bye.
All right, fair enough. See you, Sarah. All right, Sarah's out of here. So Josh,
While I don't know if you want to switch it while we're on the topic, are there any bets you want to discuss that are game wise while we're still on the betting topic?
so I like the over at 44.5 as well. I think the over. I don't think this is going to be a low scoring game. I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
You're talking about total score?
Over total points. Over. I believe it's at 44.5 right now, depending on your book. Let me pull up DraftKings real quick as well, because I have a few other bets I like.
I think I had my final score as 28-25, so mathematically that would be over 45. So I guess
it's 45.5 right now. I had it wrong.
Yeah, I guess I'll take the over on that because of my final score prediction. I won't go against myself. I'll take the over on that.
I like the over. I also like a kickoff I like a kickoff touchdown as well. Rashid Shaheed and Marcus Jones are the two best returners in the league right now. I think some sort of kickoff return for a touchdown, I think, is a decent bet. We've seen Shaheed do it. We've seen Marcus Jones do it. I just sprinkle a little bit on it is what I like to do, if that makes sense, Josh. Like 5 pays at 115.
I was gonna say put like a little like $5 on it, just a little tab. Okay.
And then I also have, because the way I think about it, if I am correct, DeMarcus Lawrence lines up in the middle, which means it'll allow Trayvon Henderson to get outside the tackles more. So I have Henderson with the longest touchdown of the game as well. Okay. I think he could be posed for just one of those breakaway 60-yard touchdowns. Because the issue with Henderson so far in this playoff run has been the weather's been bad. They've been relying more on Stevenson to be more of a bell cow back in this playoff run because Stevenson's been hot, so you feed the hot hand. But the issue is he hasn't been able to get outside the tackles. And that's where he makes his money. He doesn't have the greatest vision. He's been struggling to follow his lead blockers a lot and make the right cuts at the right moments. So I think if he can just get outside into space, he can do a lot of damage. I'm not saying he's going to have a great game, but I think he could break one away for a big run.
I'm with you on it. I think Henderson is definitely someone we're missing from the playoffs. So I would put money on maybe seeing a little, not like a breakout game, but like a little tiny little smash from him.
And just I haven't dived a ton into it. I'm not going to lie. I don't have a huge parlay, but I also think I might take Jackson Smith-Njigba Super Bowl MVP, because I think if the Seahawks win, it's because he has another nuclear type game where he has like 150 and a touchdown.
Fair. That's fair.
And I like the odds plus 550 for it.
Yeah, that's good odds. Last one. Do you have a first touchdown score?
I don't have a first touchdown score yet. I'll definitely throw one on. I sneaky like Austin Hooper. I don't know why. I think the tight ends work well. I think the tight ends will dominate in this game. I think the tight ends will be a big focal point for the offense. And I don't know why, but Austin Hooper, I feel like, is just going to get one.
I was honestly thinking Rashid Shaheed for a first touchdown score, because I am hoping that the Patriots. Or no, I guess that would go against my my Jersey score touchdown. I don't know.
And I also think Austin Hooper is the only guy in the game who scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl before. No, that's wrong. Only Patriot who scored a touchdown in the Super Bowl, because Cooper Kupp has one.
Cooper Kupp. I was thinking Rashid Shaheed could do it just because I would imagine the Seahawks. I'm hoping that the Seahawks start with the ball, because that would have the Patriots start at halftime with the ball, which I'd rather have. And I personally think Gonzo will do great against JSN. I think that'll be a fantastic matchup. So I think he'll, honestly, on the first drive, he'll probably lock him up, I think, or at least hold him down for a bit. And so I think that would probably give Rashid Shaheed a little bit of an opening. So I wouldn't be shocked if the first touchdown scorer is him.
Fair. Definitely dive more into it. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. I'm going to have a ton of bets. I mean, that's just what it is. Yeah. I'm not expecting to win all of them, but hopefully make more money than I bet.
I do find it funny when you get upset at the coin toss.
Oh, I love the coin toss. I love it.
Year you got
it's like
It was heads
Um,
one year, and you got furious.
it's probably sophomore year or maybe junior year. Where the hell were we for junior year? We were junior year in the suite. Because senior year I was at work and that's when it hit, and that's the first time I hit in a while. I felt like, um, junior year probably I got pretty mad about it. No, it's because I'm a sucker for roulette, and it's like watching the ball spin around on the wheel. When the coin's in the air and you're waiting for the ref to make the announcement, there's just nothing better. Like
You
there's
want to know
just
what that's called?
it's not an addiction. Just I like the rush. Okay, I like the feeling and like winning the money. It's awesome. I like the
You
feeling of
want
it.
you want to know what that's called? That's called the gambling
It's called
addiction.
grit. Okay, it's called grit.
That's called a gambling addiction.
It's just fun. Okay, I have fun doing it. I don't have a problem. I just enjoy doing it, Josh. Okay, it makes me happy.
Yeah, and then you scream at the TV when you lose.
And you know what? Part of that's the fun, Josh. Part of that's the fun. And you know what else it does? It gets the crowd riled up that you're with. The boys, whoever you're watching the game with. I prefer a smaller crowd to watch the game with. I'm not a big Super Bowl party guy, but like the guys, it gets the guys fired up. And they're like, "Oh, you have $50 on a coin toss? Hell yeah, I do." It gets the people riled up, Josh. It's like a pants beer. It gets the energy going.
I'm gonna be watching the game alone. I'm gonna be in the conference room alone.
No, somebody else will be there. I think
Oh no, yeah. It's the new guy.
the new guy will be there.
New
So
guy.
shout out,
New guy. New guy's
shout
there.
out. So you won't be alone. But yeah, it just gets the people going, dude. And it gets me fired up. It's just a great way to start the game. Going from the anthem to the coin toss, it's perfect. And if you could just string them both together, it's awesome. The one thing I will say before we move on to, I think, the biggest topic of the week when it comes to the actual game,
I also have one last thing I want to
perfect,
say.
which is Drake May's shoulder.
You go first.
The difficulty of finding places to bet these props is such a pain in the ass because of the laws. Because you have to bounce around a book to book, and sometimes you go to like Polymarket or Kalashi to get the. Can we just make this all legal, please? Like, let's just fit. And I'm not a politic guy, and I don't want to get into politics whatsoever. But real quick, can we nationally legalize sports betting, and can we just nationally legalize all these stupid prop bets, please?
At least just on the Super Bowl. Just at least on the Super Bowl, do it.
Yeah, no one else is betting that. Nobody else is betting anthem length for not Super Bowl. It's the biggest spectacle of the year.
Yep.
It's like you can do it in Canada, like Ontario, Canada, and like one state you can find a few of these bets, and then the rest is just like, okay, go to DraftKings, look at the list of where these bets are allowed. It's just a pain in the ass, and I know it's a very niche thing. I know there are bigger problems in our world and in our country than this, but if we could just, one day in office with the last hour of the day, and in Congress or whatnot, just kind of be like, okay, let's just nationally legalize this. That'd be great.
I know. I'm not. I won't get political, but obviously there's big things happening.
Much bigger problems.
Much bigger happening problems in the world happening, and like everyone's out there protesting like outside like the White House or whatever. Tom's with a little picket sign going like legalize gambling.
I need to be able to bet my halftime length in Massachusetts. I need it.
My last little like fun thing before we get to actual more serious talk is I have very high expectations for the commercials. I thought they were very.
You saw
cool.
that Sabrina commercial, like, yeah, I want to be that premium guy too, bro.
I was very. I'm not really a big halftime and like commercial guy, but I think the commercials are a bit fun. They keep me at least a little entertained while the game's not on.
They've been
But
terrible as of late.
yeah, last year and even the year before, they have not been.
I couldn't remember a single one.
They have not really been that entertaining.
Besides
but
like a movie trailer, I haven't cared about a halftime commercial in so long.
yeah, but I am having very high expectations that that at least some of them kind of hype them up because last year was abysmal.
Fair. I think
very poor.
I think teasing a Super Bowl commercial though, like I've seen a lot on Twitter, is the dumbest thing ever.
Oh, yeah,
You're
it
teasing a
really-
commercial.
It ruins it. Yeah, okay, you tease a commercial and like
So
now it has
you're
to-
gonna send out a 30-second tease for a minute commercial. Whoop-de-doo. Like that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. Excuse me.
I don't want to know them beforehand. Like keep them as a little surprise.
That's the-
That's the
Post them
only-
afterwards.
It's the only fun part of the break. You're like, oh shucks, the game is over. Like, oh wait, let's watch these little funny commercials while we wait for the game to come back on. Like, it's a nice little surprise while you wait for the game.
I don't know. I think teasing is the dumbest thing ever.
It's so dumb.
But I digress. Let's move back onto the actual game, Josh. And the big worry for the New England Patriots is Drake May's shoulder. Now, I haven't looked at the injury report yet. I don't know if it's out yet. I believe it comes out at 5. I could be mistaken.
Can I just real quick one sentence say my thoughts on it?
Yeah.
I'm not worried at all.
All right, and I understand why. And I'm not. Here's where my level of worry goes. Is Drake May going to play? 1,000%. Not a doubt in my mind doesn't play.
Yes.
Is he going to be 100%?
No, because Vrabel
I don't
even
think so.
said that. Vrabel even said no one on this team is 100%.
Okay,
So if
but
Vra-
that's like
if
a cop-out
Vrabel-
answer. That's a cop-out answer.
It is a cop out answer, but I'll trust with what Vrabel said.
Here's where I will be worried if he didn't practice today. That is where my concern will start to grow. Right now, at a 20%, like 25%, maybe this does affect him a little bit. Maybe he's short arms or strong arms a throw or two because he's a little less accurate, and maybe he's a little bit more jumpy because he wants to get to the ball faster because he doesn't want to take a huge hit to the shoulder. But if he doesn't practice today, then it's real, in my opinion. Right now, it's been okay. He got a little banged up. We're just going to give him extra time to rest because we have the 2 weeks of rest. Let's get him back to as healthy as he can be. If he doesn't practice today, though, I think then it becomes a real concern. Then it becomes, okay, how limited is he going to be in this game?
How much do you believe in the illness? Because that's what they were saying.
The illness Friday, that is me calling out of school sick with a fake cold, bro. Okay. That is me in high school going to the bathroom with the nurse and playing vomit sounds and dropping water in the toilet. That's how fake that illness is.
I could see the shoulder injury playing a factor. I'm not worried about it at all, just from a playing stance. There was information saying that he was dealing with it prior to the Broncos game. And so I think the Broncos game in general was terrible on pretty much all.
Everything's going against him in that one. If his shoulder really hurts, the weather.
On 95% of players, that game was terrible. But you also look at that game, and he still had some good moments in that game.
I mean, the flea flicker throw was the best throw of the game.
Yeah, he had some great throws, and so if the rumors are true of that he was dealing with it beforehand, and it was a terrible game because of the conditions, no one could play in those conditions. It was again one of the top defenses. I'm not too worried about him dealing with it in the Seahawks game. I'm not saying like this game is going to be, a spectacular game from Drake May. I could see it being a similar game of what we've seen so far in the playoffs, where Drake May kind of has a middle road to lower end of the game. I would love to expect him to have that, playoff breakout game of the year. But overall, I'm not worried about it at all, really. I think they also could just kind of be. I guess it just depends on the report today. I guess that depends. And what you said comes out at 5.
I believe it comes out at 5:00. I could be mistaken. I'm not sure when the injury report comes out, but we'll have that at some point tonight.
Yeah,
so keep an eye on Twitter as well. Some of the beat writers might post beforehand. But my last thought on Drake May's shoulder injury is I'm not. And again, the reason my concern's at 20% is I don't think it's super serious. I think they're just kind of managing him to get him as close to as 100% healthy as he can be. Again, like Vrabel said.
I also just don't think they want to give out any information.
Yeah, I think a little bit of it is gamesmanship.
I think they're also just I feel like they are just hiding something as well. But I think something you also have to think about injury-wise with the quarterback is, what about Sam Darnold with that oblique?
He has the oblique. I couldn't even tell what the hell an oblique is.
It is the side. It is the side of your abdominal.
Okay. What do you do?
Sam Darnold was, and if you're throwing a football, you're twisting your body. An oblique would have a huge part in your throwing aspect if you're a quarterback. I think these minor injuries aren't too bad because, what about Sam Darnold with this oblique injury? That was prior to the Rams game, and he came out in that game, and that game
I think it was the entire playoff run, if I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I do think, obviously, when it's the Super Bowl and you hear an injury with your quarterback, it's, everyone goes to worst case scenario. But from what I've seen so far, I don't really have too much evidence to be like, Drake May is not going to play. He's going to have a terrible game because of this shoulder injury.
And even if he is, let's say he's at 85% and it is a real injury that he's been dealing with, he hasn't had to be Superman to win these playoff games. He just hasn't. He's been, I don't want to say a game manager because he's not, but he's been average at best. And in all the games, he has made a handful of massive plays to win them the game. In the Broncos game, he gets that end of the round. He runs in for the touchdown. He has the flea flicker to Matt Collins. And he has the run for the first down to ice the game. And the Texans game, he's got the throw up the seam to Pop Douglas on fourth down. He's got the Stephon Diggs touchdown. He's got the Kayshon Boutte touchdown. He's made enough plays in all of the playoff games, despite him not having his best career games whatsoever against these top defenses in the NFL, to win the game. So yeah, maybe his shoulder is a little banged up and maybe he isn't as accurate as he usually is, but he's still able to make the plays in the biggest moments, which is why I have complete faith in Drake May to not be the reason if the Pats lose the Super Bowl, if that makes sense. Because I don't think the Pats can. I don't know if the Seahawks can win the Super Bowl, but I damn know well that the Pats can lose the Super Bowl, if that makes sense.
I kind of get what you're saying. I also think about the amount of hits Drake May has taken this year. One of the biggest concerns talking about when he debuted last year and even coming into this year was his ability to not slide very well and his ability to refuse to slide. And he was still taking big hits. Dude got up perfectly. So I think, and I think Drake May is a little bit different on the field than he is in the media. I think he's very humble in the media, but then, you listen to like a mic'd up segment, he can get riled up. He can have that dog in him. And so I just also don't think Drake May is going to let this injury get to him. I think he's got that toughness. I don't think he's going to let this injury get to the best of him. And obviously, the Patriots, you're in the NFL. They have some of the best athletic trainers and like medical staff there. So
they'll shoot him up with whatever the hell they need to.
Yeah. So it's like if it's something minor like this, I'm considering this to be a very minor injury.
Yeah.
I am sure he will be fine, good to go on Sunday. I really don't think this is going to affect I don't think this is going to affect him. I don't think this is going to affect the Patriots too much. I don't think it will affect his game plan. I just do think that a lot of people are going to worst case scenario because it's injury, quarterback, Super Bowl. Those three words combined are something terrible you don't want to hear. And so I think people are immediately just going to the worst case scenario because that's what they're hearing.
Exactly, and I completely agree with you on that. I don't think it's that big of an injury. And you mentioned him getting hit. And when it comes to this game, again, not the toughest defense he's played, but again, a top 5 defense in the NFL. They have a good pass rush. They get pressure on the quarterback. He's going to have to get rid of the football fast. It's just the way it is. He can't be in the pocket dilly-dallying. When the pressure breaks down, he needs to move out of the pocket correctly, and he needs to either scramble or get rid of the football. I don't want to see him taking a ton of hits. I don't want him to get sacked 5 times again in this football game, and I don't want him to fumble the ball at all. So those are things that I'm worried about right now when it comes to this game.
Sorry to cut you off. I mean, even something to think about. The Seahawks injury report is out right now. Sam Darnold, oblique, limited practice.
Yeah, and I think he'll play.
And I also think he will play as well. Limited practice.
No, I'm not worried about that. You said the patch hasn't come out yet?
The patch has not come out yet.
Okay, so keep an eye on that. The last thing I want to talk about when it comes to the actual X's and O's of this game, I think the key to this game for the Patriots is going to be hitting Sam Darnold. You have to find a way to turn him back into New York Jets afraid of ghost Sam Darnold, and he has made a miraculous turnaround from where he was at the start of his career, where he failed. He blew out of the Jets. He was not good, and now he's worked his way back, and he's in the Super Bowl. In my heart of hearts, he can't beat you. JSN could beat you. The defense could beat you. Sam, maybe it's just the old Jets. I can't look past that seeing ghost moment. And when, they had the graphic where he was like out with mono. Had mono too, Sam. It sucks. Feel you. I just can't look past that.
I think something to also play in a factor is, I think a regular season is one thing. Playoffs are another thing. Super Bowl is also another thing as well. And when it comes to playoffs, if the teams are very neck and neck to each other, I will 8 out of 10 times take the team with the most experience. However, Drake May and Sam Darnold have no experience in the Super Bowl.
But who would you trust to lead a game-winning drive more?
At the moment,
It's Drake May.
If we're going off just the quarterback, yes, it's Drake May. But I think we can go back to your original point saying that JSN could very well be that guy to make a game-changing
But
play.
it's not the quarterback that you're mentioning. It's like, okay, they have
Yeah.
maybe the best wide receiver in the league right now.
And I think, that's why I think where you make a good point of, I think I would rather trust Drake May leading a game-winning drive than Sam Darnold. And so but I think you're really in for anything when it comes to the two quarterbacks of this game because they have never been in a Super Bowl environment, and the Super Bowl environment is absolute chaos.
It's unlike any other. And to me, it's more. It's going to come down to I think the defensive key, besides getting pressure, is how do they guard JSN? Do they just match Gonzo up one-on-one and shadow him all day and see if Gonzo can make his money? Or do you have the injury report?
No, go, keep going.
Or do they decide to do the old Bill Belichick thing I felt like he was doing all the time, where it was safety help over the top, and then you put your second best corner on him, so you put Carlton Davis, and you get safety help over the top with whomever you want. Do they go that route? I think you put Gonzo on and see what happens. I generally think this is a game where Gonzo can earn his money. He can prove that he is one of those elite shutdown corners in the league, and if he can quiet Jason to 80, 85 yards and maybe a touchdown, that's a pretty good day, I think. Jason is one of those receivers where it's really tough to stop him. So I think those are going to be the matchups you want to watch when you're at the Patriots. What does the offensive line do against the Seahawks defensive line, who loves to get pressure? And what does Gonzo do against JSN? I think that's where this game will ultimately be decided. If JSN goes off and if the Seahawks D-line has a great day, Seahawks are going to be having a parade and the duck boats are going to be kept in the garage for the New England Patriots.
You kind of already answered this question a little bit. I'll just ask it for content. Do they play Gonzo man-to-man?
I think they start with him man-to-man. And I don't know X's and O's. The most cornerback knowledge you get is when Ty Law comes into the show, the morning show. That's where I get all my cornerback knowledge. I think he says, if Ty Law says Gonzo should be matched up one-on-one, I trust Ty Law with my eyes closed.
I
don't know how else to say that.
Yeah, I think he was talking yesterday, and I think he mentioned that if you have one of the best cornerbacks in the league, you have to play him man to man along those lines. He 100% is on the line of playing them man to man.
Think of how much money he could make if he's clamps. Imagine he clamps down JSN for like 4 catches, 25 yards. Imagine how much money he's gonna make because of that.
Homie will get paid.
He will get paid, and it'll be great to have. Yeah, that's where I think the key matchups of this game are going to be. I know it's not rocket science, covering the number one wide receiver and getting pressure on the quarterback. Offensively, who do you think has the big game for the Patriots? Because we can do this every single week. Who has the big game? It rotates every single week, I feel. Who's popping off this week?
I mean, I keep saying my guy. I keep saying my guy, Kayshon Boutte. Mm-hmm. Honestly, though, and I know this is a basic ass vague question.
I think we're going the same way.
I'm going with Drake May.
Okay, I'm not going the same way. I'm going primetime Stephon Diggs. First time in the Super Bowl.
I love that answer, but I think I think it's just so due that Drake May has not had his real big playoff game yet. I think with the amount of narrative going on about the Patriots in general, people hating on the Patriots, Drake May is dealing with a shoulder injury. I think this is his big opportunity to really come out and prove everyone wrong that the shoulder injury doesn't matter. He can perform in the playoffs. He can perform against a very stacked team. Obviously, the Seahawks are the best team they're going against so far. I do really think that if the Patriots are going to win the Super Bowl, it has to come from Drake May having a star-studded game. And I know I said earlier, I don't know if he will because of this shoulder injury, but if I were just to make a prediction based off the narrative, I think that the media is creating too much noise around him, and that I do think that this can be his big opportunity to really showcase who he is and why the Patriots are here in the first place.
All right. So I know you said your final score, Josh, but just want to give it one last time. What do you think the final score of this game is?
28-25.
So I'm going to go, I think it's going to be a high. See, I know I like the over, but like 45.5, it could really be like 20. It could be 28-21, I think, is where this game's going to end. It's going to be a close game. I I think the Pats win in a close game. I think the Seahawks win in a blowout, if that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
Like if the Pats are going to win, it's going to be a close one, and if the Seahawks win, it's going to be a blowout.
Did you see Pat Surtain during the
Yeah,
Pro
I
Bowl
mean,
yesterday?
whatever he thinks, and
He's salty.
rightfully so. Like, okay, we didn't have our starting quarterback, and we lost by 3 points. What do you expect?
Yeah, he's still a little salty. What was his final score? It was like 35-7 Seattle or something like that.
Stupid like that.
He was interviewed at the Pro Bowl. So yeah, he is a little salty about it. Another question for you. Like obviously, if I were to ask you which one you like better, I know you'll go with the Patriots side of it. How do you like the coaching game?
I love no disrespect to Mike McDonald. He's a great head coach.
Yeah.
But there's just something about Mike Vrabel when it comes to the little minute details. I think he is second to none in the NFL. The way at the end of the first half of the AFC Championship game, it ultimately resulted in 0 points. But the way Drake May was running, he's got the team well coached enough to know, Drake, you got to get down so I can call this timeout. And he was right next to the ref, calling the timeout the second he goes down. Like, I think those little minute details, I think when it comes to a game plan, he'll have a great game plan. And more than anything, the guys believe in him. They love Mike Vrabel. And he is so easy to root for if you just listen to him talk.
And I spoke about I mentioned this last week where Mike Vrabel has made me believe that anything is possible because of how much I give him so much credit of how much this team has turned around, going from 4-13 to now a 14-3 win team. Minus the playoffs, and he has completely just turned around everything bad about this team and turned it good. The wide receiver room, the only really big difference you make was you signed Stephon Diggs, but it's not like Stephon Diggs is like the clear cut, Justin Jefferson JSN of the team. It's a very versatile wide receiver room, and you make it an absolute doghouse of a wide receiver room. Same thing with the defense. I was so questionable of what this defense was going to look like after Gerard Mayo absolutely torched it. But, I mean, you bring in a guy like Milton Williams, but even still, the rest of the defense is doing absolutely phenomenal. And so the fact that he has turned around this, abysmal team of what it was last year, make minor tweaks, minor changes in the offseason. I shouldn't say minor, they were good. They were good moves. But you still take, good the exact same roster, and you completely just turn it around. I would call myself crazy if I did not believe that Mike Vrabel could win the Super Bowl.
All right, fair enough. I don't disagree with anything you said. It'll be fun, and I don't want to be like, at the end of the day, we should be just happy that we're here. But I think that's such a corny loser take. Yeah. We're in the Super Bowl. I want it all. Get greedy. That's for 2 weeks after the Super Bowl.
I need to wash my mouth a little bit.
That's for 2 weeks after the Super Bowl if they do lose. Well, we're just happy they're there. What a season. Yeah. They're going to be back. No, you never know what's going to happen in sports. They could all retire after the Super Bowl. So let's make sure we win this and take advantage of the opportunity.
At the start of the playoffs, I was very just on the road that, we blew up expectations. If we don't make it far in the playoffs, I'm okay with it. This season was overall just a great success. I can't be too upset. I'll be upset in the moment if we lose, but I can't be too upset overall because of my such low expectations this season. But now that the fact that you're in the Super Bowl, F it, screw it, we're winning this damn thing. That's my expectation. All this participation trophy, be happy that you're here, out the window. All of it out the window.
Yeah, I can't imagine not being going into the game being like, this is house money. Like, it's house money in a sense. But house money ended the second Bo Nix's ankle went down. I said that 2 weeks ago before the game, and I'll say it again now. You have an opportunity where you didn't have to go through anybody that's that tough to the way to this offensive-wise, quarterback-wise. You didn't have to go through a top-tier quarterback. You can't blow the opportunity and lose to Sam Darnold. Yeah. That's where I just keep coming back to when I think about this game. The Seahawks, defensively, good defense. Offensively, they have the best wide receiver in the game, if you want to make that argument. Coaching-wise, they don't have a slouch for head coach. He's a really good head coach. But they have Sam Darnold. I just can't get past that. And maybe that's me being a biased New England fan who's going to root for his team no matter what and watch Sam Darnold on the Jets just completely flame out at the Jets and become a backup and work his way back. I just can't get past it, Josh. It's Sam Darnold.
I think a little bit does have to do with a little bit of bias coming from you. I'm not saying you're crazy, but I'm not also saying you're a genius as well. I do think, again, this goes back to that Sam Darnold and as well as Drake May, doesn't have any Super Bowl experience. So I don't really know what I'm in for when it comes to the two of them. But I also, then again, you have to give credit to Sam Darnold this season, what he's done. He's easily a top 10 quarterback of this season. People had low expectations for the Seahawks, and then Sam Darnold comes in, questionable signing, and he's skyrocketing this team to the Super Bowl right now. So I think you do have to give him credit on a sense of how far he's brought this team. But then again, I'll go back to my original point. Haven't seen Sam Darnold in the Super Bowl yet. It could very well. He could be the same. He could very well be the same top 10 quarterback that we've seen this season, or it could absolutely crash land, and we could see an abysmal game from Sam Darnold. So again, we don't know what we're in for when it comes to quarterbacks, quite frankly.
Yeah, and we are, 4 sleeps away? 3 sleeps away?
Was it Wednesday?
Wednesday, so sleep tonight, Thursday, Friday. So 4 sleeps away to the Super Bowl. It's going to be hopefully one for the ages. There's always that one play that just make or breaks the game that you always think about. I'm really curious what it's going to be, and I'm looking forward to it. But that's not the only thing we have to talk about today, Josh.
Yeah.
Because the NBA trade deadline is tomorrow at 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock? 5 o'clock? It's tomorrow in the afternoon. And there have been some trades that have gone down. The Boston Celtics, traded away Anthony Simons for Nikola Vucevic, a trade I wanted to happen before it went down. I don't want to be one of those guys saying, oh, I had it before. That's what I was going to say. I think it's a great deal. You got a guy on an expiring contract. You save $6 million or whatever it was, $5 million, whatever it was. You just, you're a hair away from getting back onto that luxury tax completely out of the first apron. You need to kill $6 million more dollars. But not only that, you bring in a guy who can shoot and he can rebound. And that's what you need from the center position in today's NBA. And that's what this roster desperately needed as well.
My one issue, when I look at this trade on paper, I do think, if we're just don't worry about the teams. If we're looking on paper, Simons for Vooch, I do think Simons is just a better player overall. But if we're talking about the Celtics, Vucevic does fit the Celtics much more better than Simons does. Simons is kind of a scorer, like a tertiary scorer. We don't really need another scorer, especially if we're going to wait for next season for Tatum to come back, which I will get to in a minute. Vucevic is a much better rebounder than the other guys. He is one of 2 Boston Celtics within the past decade who has averaged 9 or more rebounds. I'll give you a quick game. Who's the other guy? Who averages 9 or more rebounds within the past decade since 2016? Who's the other guy?
In the past decades in 2016?
Past decade. There's only one other guy the Celtics have had on their team who has averaged more than 9 rebounds a game.
It's not Tatum. Tatum since around 6.
Tatum, his highest, I think, was 8.8.
Was it Rob Will?
It was my guy, Time Lord Robert Williams, which goes to show how bad of a decade the Celtics are with rebounding.
But I think it also shows how unimportant rebound. I don't want to say unimportant, but how much rebounding really has a lost art in a sense.
It's this day and age of basketball where you can shoot lights out on 3-pointers as long as you make them. It counts.
They've also had Tatum, who's a phenomenal rebounder.
Yeah. Again, the lowest, like I just said, the highest I think Tatum has had in the season is 8.8, if I'm correct. But no, I think Vooch fits the team directly. The only thing I would like from Vooch, the only thing I don't like is he is a rebounder. He's not a rim protector. He is not a rim protector. So, come the playoffs, it kind of scares me when we're going up against guys who can slash like Cade Cunningham. But I'm also kind of scared of other guys with and their big matchups, Jalen Duren, Giannis, if Giannis is not traded within the next 24 hours, Joel Embiid, if you even want to throw him in there, Karl Anthony Towns on the Knicks, and then say you even get out of the West. Say you get out of the East, you have to go up against the West. God forbid you have to go against effing Wemby.
He's so good.
And so, I have my likes and dislikes of this trade. Overall, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it fits a need, and I know it's going to be a lot of discussion about whether or not Tatum comes back or not. I think this move shows, and it's great because we're on opposite sides. I think this move shows that Tatum's coming back. You think it shows that Tatum's not coming back. And that's what I love about Sports Talk is that we're both watching the same thing, and we both have 2 different takes. I'll let you go first. I got to go run out for 1 quick second, so give your take, Josh.
Do you have your AirPods in, so can you still hear me?
They might disconnect.
Okay. I'm going to assume you can still hear me. So I'm not I am not denying that Tatum is coming back. I need to make that clear. I am not denying that Jason Tatum is coming back. There is still a very, very good chance that he can come back. And I'm not saying this trade tells me he's not coming back. But what I'm saying is this trade doesn't give me any evidence that Tatum is coming back. What I see is a championship contending team with an MVP caliber player in Jaylen Brown, a great supporting cast with guys of the likes of Sam Hauser, Derek White, Peyton Pritchard, and then you also have a great coach in Joe Mazzulla. They were just missing one piece of the puzzle, and that happened to be a competent center who can rebound and can space the floor out. They couldn't do that with Luka Garza and Keita. And so I see this just as a team at the deadline who wants to put all their chips on the table and say, we're going to go all in for the championship. Like, again, if you're going to make a playoff run, you have to go against other good bigs that are in the East. And then if you can make it out of the East, you have a ton of other guys in the West that you have to worry about. So I see this as a team that wants to put all their chips in the middle, go all in for a championship. That's how I'm seeing this. There's no evidence from this trade that is telling me that Tatum is coming back. You could say that, oh, this move is preparing for the return of Jason Tatum. Yeah, you can say that, but to me, I just see a contending team that was just missing one piece of the puzzle, and that was a competent center who can space the floor and rebound. And now they have all the weapons that they need to go on a deep playoff run and win the championship, Tatum or no Tatum. I think that is the move on why they made the trade for Vucevic.
He's coming back, Josh. He's coming back, okay? Look at my beautiful guy right here. Look at my beautiful boy.
I don't know if you heard me. I don't know if
I was listening. See, let me move over a bit so I can get Tatum in the shot as well.
I was saying I'm not denying that Tatum is coming back. I'm not saying, oh, he's not coming back. This trade means he's not coming back. I said, like, there's an absolute good chance he can still come back. I'm all for it. I want him to come back. But I was just saying that this trade has no evidence to tell me or hint at me that they're preparing for the return of Jason Tatum.
See, to me, the thing is, and me and my good friend Jason Tatum are going to respond to you, Josh, and why he's coming back this season.
Is that rookie Jason Tatum?
No, it's not rookie Tatum. It
doesn't look like rookie Tatum.
It's not rookie Tatum because rookie Tatum just had the goatee. He's got the full beard. It's like sophomore season JT, I think.
Yeah, that's got to be like
sophomore. It's like sophomore junior season JT when he started, like right before it might be bubble JT because when he shaved the curls off, I think that's the look he had because he had the full beard. I digress about what version of JT this is.
But go ahead. I went on my spiel. Go on your spiel.
The reason why I think he's coming back, if they were just going to move Simons' contract to kill the cap, I don't think they would have gone for a guy who doesn't get them fully out of the cap, if that makes sense. Fully out of that apron where they're completely under the first apron. So that's why I think he's coming back. You get a guy who not only fills a team need, he fills the team need, he's good at it, he can help you compete. But he has a $22 million contract and an expiring deal. He's literally the perfect guy to bring in because he can help you win now without Tatum. And then when Tatum comes back, he fits the role perfectly because that'll be your big. You can go Pritchard, White, Brown, Tatum, Vooch if that wants to be your starting five, or you want to put Pritch back on the bench and have whatever the hell Ugo Gonzalez start at shooting guard or Ugo start at shooting guard or whatever the hell you want to do. So that's what, to me, it makes sense. It's like you're not going to make this move where you're getting rid of Simons on an expiring deal and bring in a guy who doesn't get you all the way out of the luxury tax is the first apron, if that makes sense. That's why I think he's coming back.
I would disagree with you. I think you're making perfect sense. I just see. I'm not denying Tatum is returning. I'm not saying he's not returning, but I'm just seeing this as a move so that they can go all in on the championship. That's all. That's how I see this. Is that they can go all in on a championship with or without Tatum.
And I don't disagree. It's a move to help them compete for a championship. Whether or not it gets them there is a completely different conversation. But I just think if not, you may as well just run. They don't have that third scorer now if Tatum doesn't come back. Like Vooch is not going to fill that scoring role that Simons had. And I think the big reason they had to move Simons is not only for his contract, but when Tatum does, not when Tatum comes back, he's going to take all those shots away. So that's why they got rid of they got rid of Simons because he just wasn't going to be needed. So I think the return is near. I'm not saying it's going to be Super Bowl Sunday at 12:30 before the Super Bowl, and then we see Tatum return and Drake might win a Super Bowl. If that data, I think I might combust.
I also might do that as well. That would be the
But I
great.
think his return is, and I know there's a lot of talk about, he did that podcast where he's like, I don't know if I should come back. Maybe I messed up the chemistry. I don't think that's him saying, this is why I'm not coming back. They're doing good, better than I thought they could. I'm not going to come back because I don't want to mess things up. I think he was just being honest about thoughts he was having, like, damn, maybe I can mess things up. Because when he was a sophomore in the league, well, let's go back in time. When he was his rookie year, Gordon Hayward, first play of the game of the season, breaks everything in his leg. He's out for the season. Tatum's able to step up into that role. Brown's able to step up into that role. And they're going to have they both had breakout years where Tatum should have won Rookie of the Year and Jaylen Brown has a better, and he improves. Then you have Gordon Hayward come back. Now there's not enough of the ball to go around. Kyrie needs the ball. Tatum wants the ball. Brown wants the ball. Hayward wants the Brown. Marcus Morris wants the ball. Terry Rozier wants the ball because he had a good playoff run without Kyrie Irving. Marcus Smart wants the ball. I think that's more where his concern comes from, where it's not, ooh, maybe I messed things up. It's, I've been in this situation before where I was a younger guy who had an opportunity due to an injury. Then the guy came back and threw everything off. And they had that year where they lost to the Milwaukee Bucks in the first round. I think that's where this stems from, Josh, if that makes sense.
It's a question up in the air if, whether it's, coming into the season or in the offseason of what are the roles going to look like, obviously pertaining Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, of how they want to distribute the rock, if they want to do it 50-50, or maybe, Tatum does come back and he's that dominant number one option. I am more on the train that it becomes a 50-50 of the two because, it's not like Jaylen Brown is just a casual all-star. He is the all-star starter, and he has been in the MVP conversation.
He's fourth in MVP voting right now.
You can confidently say you have two MVP caliber players on your team now. You have two of them. And to me, people are trying to just get into the heads of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, which I think is absolute BS in my opinion. I think people are just trying to stir up drama. I think, whether he comes back this season or not, I think next season, and this is going to be a hot take, this is a way too early prediction for me, I think Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, considering that they are both MVP caliber players that we have seen now, I think next season, if all things go right, they can compete as one of, if not the best duo of all time. I'm talking about competing with guys like LeBron and Wade, and or I think the greatest duo of all time, Kobe and Shaq. Because if you have two MVP caliber players who have already played with each other, it's not like one of them is joining the team now. You have two MVP caliber players who I think love each other. I think they have great chemistry together. And if they can find kind of like that 50-50 split of sharing the rock, I very well think you could be looking at one of the greatest duos in NBA history.
Well, I think it just comes down to where they finish all time in their careers. Because it's Shaq, Kobe, no question.
True.
Both top 10 players of all time. And they had their success. They couldn't get along as well. To say they love each other, and I'm not trying to bring up the Jays. I think Tatum and Derek White love each other. I think they both love Missoula. I'm not going to act like they're enemies, but I don't think they're the closest if that makes sense.
No, I think I overshot a little bit. If I could take back my words, I would just say they have good chemistry.
Yeah, they have great chemistry. Tatum said in that same podcast when I talked about, I want to play with Jaylen Brown for a long time, and hopefully we win more. And last night, Jaylen Brown said, obviously we want him to come back and help the team. So I think Tatum does come back. I think he was just being honest, and I think he was being vulnerable and saying, hey, I'm not sure if I should come back because I was in the same situation my sophomore year in the season where a guy came back and it threw everything off and we had a down year. I didn't want to come in the middle of a season where these guys are hot, they're going on a run, they make a good move at the deadline to bring in a much-needed piece, and then I come in and I throw the chemistry off of where's the ball go, who's the guy, things like that. And I think if Tatum does come back, when Tatum comes back this season, I don't think he's going to be like, I need the ball. I think he's willing to take that second seat to Jaylen Brown because he's still returning from the injury and he's warming things back up for your playoff run.
And I'm so glad that he is kind of recognizing that and hinting at it in that podcast because I'm so glad he's not, if when he does come back, he's not going to be selfish about it. He's not being a drama queen saying that this is his team. I think he's very well kind of like, this is our team. We're going to do this together. Yeah, I just don't think. I think people are stirring up too much drama when it comes to Tatum and Brown. And then even in the times that Tatum has shown up to the games, whenever Brown makes a huge play, Brown has a huge night.
He's the biggest hype man on the bench.
Jason Tatum is up with a big grin, big smile on his face, clapping and cheering for his guy, Jaylen Brown. And so I really don't see where the Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum drama stirring comes from. Maybe it trails back to when Jaylen Brown was a free agent or not a free agent. He was on like the last year of his deal. He really wanted that contract extension, and people say he's been a number 2 to Jason Tatum. Sure, if you really want to dig deep, but again, what evidence do you have of this season?
It's all media comparisons. It's all media comparisons comparing the two of them.
They just want to get clicks, but then if you look at the game, what are they exactly
It's
doing?
also, I think it's a little bit of,
Make them hate each other.
I also think it's a little bit of literally anytime a top 2 superstar is requested a trade, Jaylen Brown has been put in that trade. I think that's a lot of way that he's been offered. People have put him in 5 different trade packages for Kevin Durant and AD.
And so many people now that Giannis wants a trade.
I don't want Giannis. I think that's a great pivot because where do you think Giannis ends up? I don't think he's staying in Milwaukee. I think he's done.
I think New York is a great option.
New York, or selfishly, I would love to see him play on the Warriors because watching him and Steph play would just be perfect.
Warriors is also a good one.
It'd be scary, but it'd be perfect.
I think my prediction would probably be New York. I think he goes to New York.
I think they can give him the bet. See, the issue is New York has no picks, though, and I think that's what the Milwaukee's going to want back. The New York has no picks.
True. But the Knicks have depth. They do have a lot of depth.
I mean, yeah, they can give up, Josh Hart, maybe Cat, someone along those lines. They have Mikal Bridges and Anunoby still there, I believe.
I think. Did you say Anunoby?
OG Anunoby.
OG Anunoby?
Whatever.
Okay.
0-time NBA champion OG Anunoby.
Okay, Flight. I think if the Knicks are willing, if the Knicks really want to put a stacked duo of Brunson and Giannis together, I think they are really willing to kind of blow up majority of their team and majority of their future, depending on how far they want to reach into their picks.
But yeah, they gave up 8 picks from Mikal Bridges.
I see New York as a top tier contender. I could 100% see it after they didn't get Jaren Jackson Jr. yesterday. 100% could see Giannis, but I do think Giannis is an off-season move. I don't think he gets traded in the next 24 hours.
I'm shocked that JJJ got moved before Ja, because all the reports on the Memphis were we want to keep Jaren Jackson Jr., but we're okay with willing to part with Ja Morant. Like they wanted. I was shocked to see that happen. So I'm assuming Ja's the next domino to fall there.
I think it is too, but I think it's a little bit harder to trade for Ja. Just
I mean, he's got a little more stink on him.
Yeah, he's got a little bit more stink on him. I don't think a lot of people want to deal with him right now of being suspended almost every single flipping season.
And if you think of all these top NBA teams, who the hell needs a point guard?
Not a lot.
Like all these contending teams, who needs a point guard?
Yeah, they don't need all these like defend. They don't need like a slashing point guard. So I think Ja's a little bit harder to move than Jaren Jackson Jr. But I do think, New York is probably my number one. But oh my God, if Curry and Giannis end up together, good Lord.
Yeah, it'd be special to watch. It'd be dangerous, but it'd be special to watch, especially if it ends up with Draymond Green out of Golden State and he's on Milwaukee and people realize, oh, Draymond Green's a bum. He just gets the benefit of playing around Steph Curry for his entire career. That's kind of the big 2 storylines of NBA free agency. We're going to wrap things up there with Josh. Super Bowl 60, 4 days away. NBA trade deadline's got, 36 hours left?
Something like that.
Something stupid like that. No, 24 hours left. 5 o'clock. Let's get to wrap things up. Any final thoughts on the big game, trade deadline before we bounce out of here?
No, but you want to know a side note. You want to know what we should invest in? An in-person studio.
Where are we going to get that type of cash?
I don't know, man. I'm dreaming, man.
You going to build a studio in your house? I don't really want to. I love seeing you and the family. I don't want to drive all the way to your crib. You're like an hour away.
I'm going to make you drive here.
Yeah, so we're going to buy a place. We're going to rent at a studio. How is this going to happen? It'd be great, but we have no possibility of doing it.
Let a man dream, all right?
Let a man dream. Dude, I'm balling on a budget here with my studio setup. Sarah's just rocking with AirPods. Sarah lives on an island. How are we going to get Sarah there? She lives on an island. She got to take a boat ride.
Shit.
Yeah, think a little bit hard about that one. I was going to do it for episode 37 of the Duck Boat Dispatch, Super Bowl episode, little NBA trade deadline talk. Obviously, we're all for the Pats here. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube at the Duck Boat Dispatch. You can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, at the Duck Boat Dispatch. Or also, if you want an audio version of the podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, you can find us on there at the Duck Boat Dispatch. If you're struggling to find any of those places, the best place to go, because Sarah has wonderfully set it up, because she knows how to use Instagram, and I am like a dinosaur trying to use these social medias. Which
You
is
didn't know
side note, that's extremely embarrassing. I didn't know what the hell highlights were. I didn't know what
highlights have been around for a couple of years.
didn't know what they were, don't know how to use them, still don't know how to use them. It's rather embarrassing how like archaic I can get sometimes, and old man I can get sometimes with those things.
When you have a story, say this is the story right here. Say you have.
I understand the concept of it. They all go in the same
So
place.
right here in the corner, it will say highlight. It's a little circle with a heart in it, I think.
Yeah, whatever.
You hit that, and you put it in what highlight you want, and then it's on your profile. It's pretty simple.
Yeah, okay, cool. So shout out Sarah. Anyways, Sarah has a link tree set up there. Any link you need to find, Apple, Spotify, YouTube, TikTok, it is there. Share, repost, be a friend, tell a friend, share with a friend. It goes a long way. Don't be a dink in the comments, although I love going back and forth with some of you people there. We got blocked by one guy. It was awesome. Shout out that one guy who blocked me.
Thanks.
I do like going back. I mean, I love the conversation, whether it all, at the end of the day, we're all sports fans. We love to talk about it. We're passionate. It's supposed to bring us together. You want to be a little negative.
Engagement.
You want to be a little you want to be a little negative and go back and forth and take shots at us personally. I'm okay with that. It'll bounce off of me. But hopefully we're back next week. Hopefully Monday. I meant to ask Sarah about that before she had to go. But hopefully Monday, new episode comes out, and hopefully we're celebrating a Patriots victory. So let's go, Pats. Bring home banner number 7.